All right, so we are in line 12. For it is not an enemy who reproaches me, then I could bear it. Nor is it one who hates me, who has magnified himself against me. Then I could hide from him. But it was you, a man of my equal, my companion and my acquaintance. We took sweet counsel together and walked to the house of God in the throng. All right, and so let's go ahead and elaborate on line 12. All right, so it's a lengthy line 12. All right, so with a couple lines in there. It says, so it's a complex sentence here. No, not really. No. All right, line 12. For it is not an enemy who reproaches me, then I could bear it. So he's saying that, he's telling God that it's not the enemy who's bothering him, all right? Who's trying to make it hard for him. But this is who it is. So let's go to, it gives us a reference scripture to Psalm 41:9, which probably is going to mimic the same thing. It says, even my own familiar friend in whom I trusted, who ate my bread. All right. And so remember, we had talked about that. That was a fulfillment scripture with Jesus talking about Judas. All right. And so this one, now we already covered Psalm 41, but it gives us a reference scripture back to 2 Samuel 15:12. So we're just going to go there back. Usually don't do this, but I'll do it for clarification's sake, since we had already covered it. 2 Samuel 15:12. All right, it says, yeah. Then Absalom sent for Ahithophel, the Gileonite, David's counselor, from his city, namely from Gilo, while he offered sacrifices. And the conspiracy grew strong, for the people with Absalom continually increased in number. And so remember, we talked about, so this is why David is writing this psalm, all right, because why? His own son has risen up against him. So that's why he's saying that, for it is not an enemy who reproaches. He's not even considering his son as being an enemy. And he said then he could bear that. All right. Nor is it one who hates me, who has magnified himself against me. Then I could hide from him. So not like how he did from Saul, when he knew that Saul hated him, and that's why he was hiding from Saul, because he could have killed Saul 2 times, but he didn't. So he could have hid from him. But it's like he doesn't want to hide from his own son. He wants to embrace his son. All right. Let's go to line 13. It says, but it was you, a man of my equal. All right. My companion and my acquaintance. We took sweet counsel together and walked to the house of God in the throng. All right. So he's saying that it was you, a man of my equal, his own son. All right. So that was be like Jesus going against God. All right. My companion and my acquaintance, we took sweet counsel together and walked to the house of God in the throng. And so he's saying that we even went to church together with the multitude in the crowd. So we worship together. And then now it's like your own father, you're doing this to your own father. Well, that goes to show us that people in our own families are going to be against us and will be against us, or may be against us. All right? We're not exempt from anything. Anything is substance to happen. Anything is capable of happening. And I mean, even Jesus had talked about, about that. How in-laws would be against, the parents and all this other stuff. Son against mother, father against son, and mother against daughter, daughter against mother. All of them things, all of that is happening now. It's happening right now as this video is being recorded. It's happening right now. And believe it or not, I know firsthand. And then it gives us a reference scripture to Psalm 42:4 that says, when I remember these things, I pour out my soul within me. For I used to go with the multitude. I went with them to the house of God with a voice of joy and praise, with a multitude that kept a pilgrim feast. All right. And so he's remembering that. Now this was a reference scripture back to something that what the sons of Korah had penned. All right. About and remember, like I'm saying, the sons of Korah went through the same thing. We're going to go through adversity. We're going to go through it, and sometimes it's with mainly the people that we know. Even Jesus said we live in a house with our enemies. All right, so we're going to break there, and we'll pick it up in line 15.